I had a dream recently, and there was a case for the supernatural. And in that dream, fathers were shouting that the supernatural no longer exists in this generation. Why is the supernatural not existing? Because the sons are disrespecting us. Because the sons have no regard for us anymore. And so they kept saying that the supernatural has died, it's no longer in place. And one man by the name Paul Eneche appeared in that dream. And when he appeared, he started speaking on behalf of the generation to the fathers. And he said, no, the supernatural still exists. And they told him, keep quiet. Everybody was trying to shut him down. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. This supernatural no longer exists. He said, no, sir, the supernatural exists. Then all of a sudden, another minister appeared named withheld. This one was a part of the generation that was saying the supernatural no longer exists, but he's an apostolic teacher. He's a man that brings accuracy to the body of Christ. He's a teacher of truth and verity. And as he started speaking that the supernatural still exists, the supernatural still exists, I noticed that the fathers were not willing to listen to him, and the younger generation were not willing to listen to him. Everybody shut their heart and shut their ears against him. And I was watching by the side. All of a sudden, the man left the stage with pain. When he left the stage with pain, he went somewhere to sit down and he died. Then they put him in the coffin, and the coffin was on the stage where we were arguing that the supernatural no longer existed. And then the father said, now your generation says the supernatural still exists. Bring this man back. Jesus speaking said, no one will believe except they see signs and wonders. And so in that same coordinate, Paul Eneche woke up, stood up again. But in that dream, as he stood up, people of God, as he was talking, the Lord gave me a peep into his heart. As he was speaking, there was doubt in him, and the doubt was, what if? And what if not? But thank God for the courage, because in that revelation, the first thing that God amplified to me was the ability to move regardless. The ability to move regardless. And he stood. As he was talking, he was afraid, he was shaking, and he was having wobbling legs, and he was just talking. And as he was just talking, he was afraid all of a sudden, because the casket was just opposite him. And then all of a sudden, the man who was dead came back to life, and the father started saying to him, he is alive, he just came back to life. Now remember, Paul Eneche is a doctor. So Paul rushed to the man, removed the stuff from his nose, from his ears, and then used a white towel to clean his mouth. And when he finished cleaning his mouth, he breathed into the man. I know the meaning of that, right? He breathed into the man, and then the man came back alive. And the Lord said to me, what you have seen is the depravity of your generation. Now, it's not me that he told directly, because when I had the encounter, I couldn't interpret it. I didn't know the meaning. I prayed for 3 hours, I didn't get it. I had to reach out to our father. I narrated the entire dream. He said, what can you make of it? I said, I don't know. And he said, okay, let's talk. So he started talking to me. He said, number one, God is making a case for the supernatural. You know why I told you this revelation, Pastor Victor? I brought this revelation out because it will take an appearance to sustain the supernatural.
This message is not just for Dr. Paul Eneche only. This message is directed to this generation, to the youth of this generation, who no longer take the supernatural seriously. When you ask them, I beg you, what is God? I beg you, Christianity, I beg you, the supernatural things. When you even call them for prayer, I beg you, you are too spiritual. This message is for this generation. This is a wake-up call. Because some of us are busy arguing on the pulpit, fighting on the pulpit, quarreling on the pulpit. We leave the important thing that we should attend to. You see some ministers arguing over tithe and offering. Why souls are going in this generation? Pastors need to sit back, need to pray, need to take this generation seriously, because this generation no longer believe in the supernatural things. They no longer believe in the things of God. So for me, this is a wake-up call for us to pray for this generation.